So what you are going to do next, going back to the CMS Gray and inside the top bar styles, down here you are going to click enter and then use the CSS comments and write down, click a space, social, media, and map. Then close the comments, click enter, and we are going to write down. If you go back and analyze, you are going to have this class. So you are just going to copy, Control C, and then that, in order for you to write down a class inside the CSS style, you are going to use the dot, then Control V, a space. Next, we are going to use the class inside the social icons. Well, inside the links, inside the anchor elements. If you remember, we add the class social icon inside all the links. Okay, that's why you are going to have the same class in every link. And then you are going to have all the different IDs in here. Let me copy the class, Control C, going back, space, then the A element, a class, and Control V. Then we are going to open the curly brackets and we are going to start applying a height and a width. But before going there, if you go back to Fireworks and let me use the zoom tool down here and click zoom in. Then I am just going to click on the crop tool and make a selection on this icon. And as you can see, the dimensions are going to be 36 times 36 down here. So I am just going to use those dimensions. The height will be 36 pixels, semicolon, click enter, and the width, that will be 36 right there. And we are going to click Ctrl S so we can save, going back and refresh. We are going to upload again. Click OK. And we are going to go back and see what we have accomplished with this CSS style. So far, nothing has happened. Why? Because right now, all the links are going to be inline level elements. In order for you to start applying the height and width, you will need to change all the inline level elements to block level elements. So you will need to go back in here, then click display, click enter, display, and block. There you are, semicolon, and Control S. One more time, we are going to right click and upload. Click OK, and refresh one more time. There you are. As you can see, now we are going to have 36 by 36 pixel links, and you can notice that in here. Of course, you are going to have different dimensions in here. And why will that happen? Because if you remember the box model, actually you can analyze in here. You are going to have 36, but then you are going to have more dimensions in here. In this case, the padding will be affecting the links inside the top bar, because these links are going to be descendants of this top bar. So if you eliminate this padding, that will be subtract from this height. Right now, the height and the width will be added to this padding. Okay? Again, I already taught you all this when you took the CSS training. For right now, we are not going to worry too much about that, but we are going to click here and then click enter and float to the left. Click float, colon, and to the left. Semicolon, Control S, going back, right click, upload, click OK, and refresh. There you are. Now the icons are going to be in here. Well, the structure will be in there. The next step will separate the links just a little bit and eliminate the border. So let's go back and first of all, separate the links a little bit. If you analyze the structure, you are going to have these links and we are going to apply a margin to the right. So let's go in here, click enter, margin, and then the colon, 0, and then to the right we are going to write down probably 2 pixels, then a space, 0 and 0, semicolon, Control S, going back, right click, upload, click OK, and analyze. There we are. We are going to start replacing the images so we can actually see all the layout inside this style. Let's click down here, and first of all the ID, RSS, the curly brackets, and the image we are going to write down background, the colon, then the URL, and close that parenthesis and the semicolon. Inside there we are going to write down dot dot, then diagonal, images, diagonal, and the name of the image we create on the past video, header.png. If we analyze that image, this will be the image that we create on the last video. Now we will need to figure it out. Let me click on the zoom tool, right click and fit all. Again, we will need to figure it out the dimensions. Right now we are going to target the RSS, this icon in here. So if we analyze this, we are going to click on this crop tool and make a selection in here, and we are going to go in here, and if you notice from this point to this point we are going to have a height of 100 pixels. So we are going to go back, and then we are going to click outside the parentheses and click 0 space and 0. Now the initial 0 will help you on the horizontal line, and the second one will help you on the vertical line. So if you actually have this, if you have 100 pixels all the way from the top to the bottom, you are going to have minus 100 pixels because you are going to go down. And before continue, I noticed a mistake in here. This RSS ID won't exist. If you analyze this ID, that will be RSS icon. So let me Control C because otherwise this CSS style won't work. Now let me click Control S, going back, and we are going to upload. Click OK, and you will need to make sure that you have uploaded the header.png image to the images folder. In this case I already did. If you didn't, you will need to do that first. So let's go back and click refresh. There you are. As you can see, the image will be in there. But if you notice, you are going to have a space on the right and on the bottom. In order for you to eliminate that, remember I already taught you the box model inside the CSS training. If you notice in here, you are going to have this padding. You are going to have 4 pixels on the top and the bottom, and then 8 pixels on the left and on the right. So if you want to eliminate that space, you will need to subtract this minus this width. Well, the width minus these pixels. So you are going to have 8 pixels on the left and right equal to 16. And if you subtract 16 to 36, you are going to have 20 pixels. Then you are going to do the same, 36 minus 4, and you are going to have 32 minus another 4, and that will be on the top and on the bottom, 28, and there you have it. We are going to continue down here, Control C, click enter, Control V, click enter, Control V, and one more time. You are going to have 5 times the RSS. This one, the second one, will be the email. Again, we are going to be using all these IDs in here. And the third one will be LinkedIn. The next one, Facebook, right there. And the last one, Twitter. Next, you are going to be modifying the horizontal line. First of all, you are going to have minus 36 pixels. And why is that? Because again, if you analyze this, all these dimensions in here are going to be 36. If you add 36, you are going to move to this icon. If you add another 36, you are going to move to the third icon. And that is what we are doing. So we are going to go back 36, and we are going to add down here minus 72. That will be the next one. Then plus 36, and you are going to have minus 108 pixels. And on the last one, you are going to have minus 144 pixels. Let's click Ctrl S, going back, and the CSS, right click, upload, and click OK. We are going to refresh, and there you have it, my friends.